I'm Ashley Harwood. In this video, I'm going to talk about wood turning tools, specifically bowl gouges. And I have some pretty exciting news to share with you guys. I'd like to give a big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace can help anyone set up their own website, whether you're looking to have a store to sell your work or a gallery to show your work. Let Squarespace help you bring your own craft to the world. I first started turning 12 years ago when I took a class with my dad. 2 years after that, I started teaching classes. My students, naturally, were interested in tools of their own, so it was an easy decision to start selling them. This was a very small part of my business at first, but then after years of teaching, a few hundred classes and demonstrations, and probably thousands of students, there was more and more interest in the tools that I recommend. I had been thinking about making my own tools for years, but it was something I put on the back burner. The pandemic, however, changed that in a big way. It became increasingly difficult to get tools from my suppliers, especially the ones overseas. My orders were continually delayed or even lost in transit. It was time. Over the last year and a half, I've been working hard to get these tools designed and get them manufactured here in the US. At first, trying to find the right people to make them, and then trying to make sure they were up to the standards I would want to recommend to my students. I have learned more than I ever thought I would about heat treating, metallurgy, metal fabrication processes, and I am sure they have probably learned more than they ever would want to know about wood turning. After this long process and massive investment, both financial and temporal, I am so excited to share my new tools with you. Some of y'all have seen my 40/40 bowl gouges on this YouTube channel and my Instagram account. Now, I have a new bottom bowl gouge to share with you. Let's get into a few more specifics about these tools. So when I'm in the market for a bowl gouge, there's three primary things that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the diameter of the tool, I'm looking for the flute shape, and I'm looking for the tool steel. I want to know how long that tool is going to hold its cutting edge. For almost all bowl turning, the grain is going to be running perpendicular to the lathe bed. Now we always want to make sure that we're cutting side grain and we're not cutting directly into the end grain. So we're going to use a different type of tool when we're cutting in that direction versus cutting in that direction. Up until this point, I have been using my 40/40 gouge to make all of these cuts. But now it's time for me to switch because now I need to cut more in that direction. This is my new bottom bowl gouge, or the finisher as I like to call it. There were a few very specific things that I was looking for in designing this tool. First and foremost, I was looking for rigidity. This tool has more overhang off the other side of the tool rest than any other tool. So I need to make sure that it's not going to flex and vibrate while I'm in the cut. There are a few things that help to limit the amount of flex and vibration that we get from a tool. One of them is the diameter of the tool steel. This is a 3/4 inch diameter tool. Another thing that helps this tool to maintain its rigidity is the length of the flute. I wanted a shorter flute. For me, by the time it gets back here, I don't have a whole lot of use for it anyway. There are a couple of other really important changes that I made, specifically regarding the flute shape. So one of them was to make the flute itself smaller relative to the diameter of the tool. Another important change is that I moved the flute up. It's no longer centered on the tool, which means there's more steel underneath the flute, which means more rigidity. The design decisions that increased the rigidity of this tool allowed me to make this tool longer. I can now make taller, deeper bowls safely with the increased rigidity and the increased leverage that I get from the extra length. I've left a little bit of extra material here in the bottom of this bowl so that I have plenty of room to show you guys how this works. I would like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace can help anyone, even a wood turner, create their very own beautiful and easy to navigate website. With the release of my new line of turning tools, I am putting together an updated and upgraded website that will include an online store with inventory management and a secure checkout process. With my new Squarespace website, I will be able to offer links to my Instagram account, the ability to embed my YouTube videos, and a simple but elegant way to tell my story. It will automatically optimize for mobile, so I can rest assured knowing that it will look just as good on any type of device. They even offer domain registration, so it really is like one-stop shopping for setting up your own website. Check out squarespace.com, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/AshleyHarwood for 10% off your purchase of a website or domain. For real, if I'm not putting it off anymore, you shouldn't either. While this may look like a big intimidating tool, the size is a bit misleading. It's actually meant to take smaller cuts than the 40/40 gouge. It's more for finishing cuts across the bottom of the bowl. The small size of the flute makes it less grabby, so the back end of the handle is less likely to kick up while you're in the cut. When I was testing the prototype, I would move the tool rest farther and farther back away from the wood to see how much overhang I could get away with. I was actually amazed at the distances I was able to achieve so long as I put a longer handle on my tool for the extra leverage. Thanks for watching. I have been waiting for so long to share this with you guys. If you're interested in any of my tools, you can find them on my website at ashleyharwood.com. I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I do hope that you'll hit subscribe. And don't forget to hit the little notifications bell to make sure that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Also, don't forget to check out all the links down below this video. I would like to give a big thank you to my Patreon members. Your support really goes a long way in helping us to continue to produce high-quality videos and photos for all of the social media accounts. Thank you so much. If you would like a behind-the-scenes look at what's going on in my business, or if you would like a heads up before the general public about when I'm going to be hosting my next classes, head on over to the Patreon page. Again, the links are down below. And I'd like to give an extra big shout out to my top tier patrons: Charles Saki, Chris Cairns, Dalby Roan, Duke Bloyd, Jeffrey Bishop, Jim Tate, John McDevitt, Chris Jones, Randy Owens, Robert Hunt, aka Mr. Bodog, Stephen Roberts, Steve Snyder, Andrew Nidell, Andrew Movius, Patrick Walker, and Richard Swoboda. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next time.